Hi, I'm here today to tell you how to set up a Google Classroom. Normally, if you're logged into Google under your apps, you can press that, and under your account, if you go to more, you will see Google Classroom, and you simply have to click on the icon, or you can go in and log in as classroom.google.com. Either way, it's going to bring you to the same page. If you're logged in already with your Google ID, which you should be, it should bring you here and basically tell you that you have no classes. There may be a welcome screen or an additional step depending on what type of Google you have if you're Google EDU. To add a class, you simply go over here to the plus line, hit create class. It may or may not pop up asking if you're using it with students. It shouldn't if you already have the G Suite, but if it does, just check yes and hit continue. It's going to ask you your class name. It's required. I'm just going to make it simple and put first period web, section first, subject English, and hit create. When you hit create, it's going to bring up the class you create. It's going to show your Google ID and your name. It's going to ask you if you want to select a theme. You don't have to. You can. There are patterns. There's a gallery. I'm going to select jelly beans. You can also upload your own picture. So if you have a picture of each period, and want to put your kids there, you can do that. As you can see, there are 3 tabs: Stream, which is kind of like your home page, your Student tab, which is where your students will be listed, and About, which basically tells you about your class. Under About, you can edit it. You can give a description to the class if you like. English 101, where the class meets and what time, room 236, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 8:55 a.m. It's kind of up to you. It's whatever you want to do. It just gives more information about your class, especially if your students are at home and their parents are looking at it. Add class materials, which is under About, is where you can add items such as your syllabus, vocabulary. You can add items from your drive. I am going to select items from a flash drive I have. I'm going to go in and first select a syllabus. Open that. Then I am going to add a story, The Ugly Duckling. This is where you could add worksheets, vocabulary. I'm going to add my lesson plan on The Ugly Duckling. I am going to add my vocabulary sheet on The Ugly Duckling. And then I'm going to hit upload. Your classroom calendar is also here. When you add assignments, they will show up automatically. You can also invite teachers if you'd like someone to co-teach, or if 2 or more of you are co-teaching already, then you could all be looking at each other's class information, what's going on, so you kind of have an idea. Your class drive folder is there. Basically, it just adds a folder to your existing Google Drive where you can put material that may be used specifically for that class and can have access to it. Under Students is where you would invite your students. If you're using Google EDU, more than likely your students are using a Gmail account and they're already uploaded, so you simply have to put in their name or their email address. I am putting in my email address. Okay, and I am inviting myself. You can also use the class code, so if the students have Google Classroom on their iPads, laptops, computers, if you're in the computer lab, or phones, they can just put in the class code and it will let them join the class. While we're waiting for my email to get to me, I'm going to create a second class. I'm going to call it second period web, second, and I'm going to do English again, and then I'm going to hit create. Select our theme. This time I'm going to go with the purple bubbles. I'm going to go to About. I'm going to edit my information. I'm going to put, second period English this time, and we meet, room 236, 9, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:55. Just whatever information you want to put. You can use the same class materials or put different materials if you're working at different levels. Students, you can invite, once again, there should be a list set up if you're using that. If not, you can invite them by email or let them use the code. I'm going to go back to my first period. Now notice, as you create each class, it pushes the other one over. You can simply drag and move these and arrange them any way you want to. I'm going to go ahead and accept the invite so that I'll be students on both of them. Basically, they get the invite and they simply just hit join. And it will have them join the class and take them to it. On first period, what we're going to do is we're going to add some assignments and announcements. What you do is come over to the right hand side. Once you open your class, you can create an announcement. Say you want to welcome them to the new year. And you can just make it, create a topic. Maybe this is where you want to put all your welcome messages, and you hit post. You could also upload a video to welcome them to the new year if you wanted to. We're going to create an assignment. We're going to call it the Ugly Duckling. The instructions are to read the attached story. Due date is, we're going to make it Monday the 23rd. We are going to attach what we recently uploaded. So you go to the recent, and there's the Ugly Duckling story, and you add it. And you can either have students view your file, edit your file, or you can have it make a copy for each student. I'm going to have it make a copy for each student, and we're assigning. Then we're going to create a question. Why was the ugly duckling sad? You could do several questions. Answer the question below. We're going to make it due the 23rd. Short answer. Students can reply to each other, so you could have them get into a discussion or a debate. We're going to post ask. Then we're going to talk about reusing the post. Now, what happens is, let's say you have 6, 7 classes, and you have basically the same assignment for every class. You don't want to retype every post. So what you can do is you can simply copy the post over from a previous class. So what you would do is, let's go to second period, and we want to use the same post from first period. So we say reuse first. I click on there. I click on my welcome to my new year and reuse it. Hit post. I go back and I click on the Ugly Duckling story. I put the same due date and assign it. I go back and I do the same question. I want to reuse it. I put the same due date, and then I mark students can edit answers, and I put ask. So now both my classes have the same assignments, and you can see that when you go back and you'll see what's due. It shows you. Okay, so what's going to happen is I go to first period. You can see now there's students in there. I'm going to answer the question in second period. He was sad, and submit that. I'm going to open up the story and read it and turn it in. So when I go back to second period and hit students, oh, wait, it's not saying it was done. Hold on just a second. Let me put back that it was done. Okay, so you see where it says one was done. That is me. We're assigned 100 points. You click on and you give the grade, and you now have it graded. So then you can look at the student answers. There's the question, how many are done. You can copy the grades to Google Sheets. You can download them as a CSV file, or you can download just these grades as a CSV file for just this class. So this is a great way to get some quick grades. You go in, they read the story, you click on here, 100 points for reading the story, you put your grade in, it's saved. And here's what was due Monday. You can see what was done. If you were to check your classroom calendar and go to next week, it would show you what was needing to be done. So that's a handy thing there. To-do list, it can let you know what's been done, what's in progress, what hasn't been done, and you can mark whether or not you've reviewed it. So we've already reviewed this, so I can mark that I've already done it, and it takes it off my list. I go back here, I've already checked this one, so I can take that off my list. And that is how you set up a Google Classroom assignments, announcements, how you reuse posts for another class, how you do grading. If you will now please set up your Google Classroom, get your classroom set up, do a screenshot and send it to your principal, and if you will please answer the following survey, and blow that up for you. If you'll write that down, or if you can copy and paste it and answer that, I would appreciate it, and thank you.